I recommend we don't push our luck and try to do an after the show today.
Yeah, nah. No, cool. Before the after show happened before the show. And that wasn't even.
I mean, it wasn't really a whole lot that I wanted to talk about. The guy who shot, or not who shot, the guy who killed George Floyd, they let him out on $1 million bail.
Right. Militia that tried to, kidnap and kill the Michigan governor.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. I read that story. It was like, yo, it's some nutso people out there, man.
Yeah. It's
and then Jacob Blake is out of the hospital.
Yeah.
Dude will never walk again, man. That shit is crazy.
Terrible.
But yeah, it was interesting. I went down a rabbit hole with that and read a story that CNN posted about why, or the speculation as to why the officer shot him 7 times. Hell, maybe this little bit will just be the after show, because I thought it was interesting. And not at all to justify it. But so he said what he heard was a woman say, he has my keys and my children, he's taking my children. There had already been domestic claims and calls from her about him, and her is the mother of his kids. He had charges kind of against him for sexual assault against her or whatever. So none of that justifies what that cop did. But what I think the interesting angle on that is, in a day and age where the narrative is that black men don't protect and defend black women. And contrasting with Meg Thee Stallion not telling police that this dude, Tory Lanez, shot her in the feet, and her primary thing being to say, look, I didn't want to get the dude killed. I didn't want to get myself killed either. Police are shooting people.
Right.
I just find it interesting that that's something she would yell out. That upset me, I think, a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Is that? I mean, is there evidence that she actually did, or is this just going by hearsay, what the cop said?
That is what is in the report from the police. So none of it was actually on camera. So the reality is, we don't know what happened before what happened, because it was like he had a knife in his hand and they told him to drop the knife. They said that he was they got on the scene and they tried to tase him twice, wasn't able to tase him because it didn't work for some reason, which sounds suspect to me. And that he had a knife and they told him to drop the knife, and he went to the car with the knife, and the cop was aware that the kids were in the car. They couldn't let him leave with the kids because if something happened to the kids, they would have said, well, why did you stop him? I don't know how much of that shit is true, right? Because none of it, there's no evidence of any of it, right? There's no police body cams. There's no cell phone footage. All we know is what happened within that small window. And I think essentially what the officer's legal team is trying to do is lay a groundwork for a pretty strong defense, which I get it, but still, and I said this on the show before, being that close to him, I believe that there was something that could physically have been done to pull him out of the car or whatever without shooting him. Because he wasn't getting in the car legs first to close the door and drive away. You understand what I'm saying? So the flight risk kind of defense to me is, I'm not buying that. I'm just not buying it.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way to defend shooting him in his back like he did. There's no defense for that at all.
which now they're saying that none of the bullets actually hit him in the back, hit him in like the legs and the torso and the arm or whatever. So fired towards his back, I think is the phrasing that they're using now. But still, I agree. I agree that that was excessive for sure. But I'm just bugged about like dudes at the end of the day, and ladies, for real, be careful who you lay down and make children with.
Yeah.
Be careful who you lay down and make children with. Because it could end very badly.
Yeah.
All of this, if what some of what they're saying is true, all of this because you and your baby mama don't get along.
Yeah.
That shit is crazy to me.
At the end, boiling it down to its simplest, that's what it is. That's terrible. That's horrible.
Me and my baby mama don't get along, but I'm never going to put myself, well, we get along sometimes. I'm not going to say we don't get along, but she's going to murder me for calling her baby mama. She's always hated that shit. I refer to her as the mother of my children. But look, there have been times where we have just hated each other's guts. But I would never want to see nothing bad happen to her. And I don't believe she would ever want to see anything bad happen to me. Not like that. We argue amongst ourselves, but we temper our behavior. You know, it's that just, ugh.
Yes.
Dudes, if you're going to run out there, wrap it up. Get you an economy box, a little bit cheaper from Amazon. So just order in advance, buy in bulk. That's all I'm saying.
And take a mask with you too, because coronavirus is still out there.
Take the advice of the Canadian CDC officials and use glory holes.
There's nothing sexier than a glory hole. Oh man, yeah, no.
Yeah, man, that makes me sad. And then that dude, his kids were in the car, man.
Yeah, no, it's well, on the other side of it, he still has his life. He's still here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and can enjoy, some, his life. You know what I mean. His kids can still talk to him.
Watching his kids grow up at the very least.
Exactly. So that's they didn't get, but the other side of it is it doesn't seem like it wasn't for lack of trying. Like the cop, you say the cop didn't kill him. It didn't seem like he wasn't trying to. 7 times, 7 shots, close range.
Which, when I read the story, this is a cop who has never had any complaints against him. He's never fired his service weapon ever. And by all reports, they say he's a decent guy. Like he volunteers his time to help raise money for, I can't remember what the charity was, but it's a charity or whatever. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I would have to look at his service record. I would have to dig a little bit deeper into it, but it just doesn't sound like he was some racist asshole who left the house that morning saying, I'm going to kill somebody today. Let me go kill a nigga. Right. I don't get that impression, but I think sometimes you can become a product of your environment and your training and what's around you. And, I don't know, man. It's just, it's sad all the way across the board, dude. Anyway.
We'll see how all this turns out for him. Worst case scenario, I mean, they'll definitely settle with him. So he'll have a settlement coming at least.
And that cop's he's gonna be charged.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna charge him.
As they should. I mean,
yeah.
Whether it was a mistake or not, he should.
Yeah, whether it was a mistake or not, you are responsible for your actions. If I popped off and shot somebody by mistake, I'm going to be charged. If I was holding my gun and dropped it and the bullet went through my neighbor's window and hit her, I'm going to be charged.
Absolutely. So,
anyway.
All right. brother, I'm going to sit here and play around with this road and my computer and figure out if there's something I need to update, because what happened is, before the show was unacceptable. And I can't have Teddy laughing at us no more. So can't have the Teddy Riley laughing at us. So I gotta do something about this. So, oh man. All right, bro. So we'll talk.
All right, fam. Thanks for checking out the Unpopular Opinion Show. If you like this content, make sure you like, subscribe, and smash the notification button down below so you can keep getting more from T-Storm and myself.
Yeah. More jokes coming on. No, they beep. Damn it. Okay, fine.